Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 28 of Rannoch, our vanilla Boreal build. A happy Monday to you all. Thank you for all the kind comments in Rannoch, by the way. It's so nice to hear so many of you look forward to this at the start of your weeks. So welcome to the Monday again, everyone. Indeed, welcome back to the Boreal build as a plane lands on the runway there. Isn't that great? I was like, Rannoch could come alive the last couple of episodes, everyone. Either way, today we're going to finish off the area we've been working on with a big expansion for our football stadium here. We're going to do a big football campus in this suburb to occupy a big kind of build here, and then we'll fade out with some European suburbia as we move into what will be Rannoch countryside at some point. We also had suggestions for a amusement park build as well, which we might be able to do today. We'll see how much time the main build takes up, which will be a football campus. Which we can possibly use as an excuse to satisfy a bit of university demand, which I can see is a little bit oversupplied at the moment. However, that was on purpose because back in the campus there are some spammed assets that we use just to unlock a building which I think is something we'll feature today, and that is the School of Tourism and Travel, which I think we're going to put in the build here. So thinking of positioning, this is a... We need to have a look at this first. We also need the campus area over here too. So you just want to drag it over if you don't know. And then you'll be able to place the assets over here. And of course it will still contribute to the master area. Once you get it established, just trim it back again. So let's have a look at this beast first. Super important asset. And it's a question of do we want it over here. We're obviously playing with more medium density here. There are some towers beginning to appear. This is a gorgeous asset. Could also very easily feature in the skyline as well. I kind of have to think here. Which place do we actually want to? Do we want it as part of our skyline? No, as part of the nightlife area. I think we'll trial it. We'll go with it. Because there's so many towers to use these days with the skyscrapers DLC, so I'm sure we can let this one perhaps occupy this space. But big boy corner asset, of course. Let's get this established. Right by the railway here, which we might need to reposition the pillars a little bit for. Turn off our road guideline here too. Oh, let's come in there. I'm actually thinking, rather than a road, of course, let's not forget that this is a campus asset, so it can sit on a pathway. Get it as close as we can in here without anarchy on. Something like that. And then just pick our fanciest path, of course. It has to be, I think, Zoo Path. I'll pay homage to an icon of City Skylines. Zoo Path, and of course we'll wrap this up as well. Pillars are constantly in the way today. And then let's just map this out across the campus. I think we'll keep the road cutting through. As where is that heading? Actually no, I think we'll probably take that out, I reckon. So this will very much serve as our front entrance into the campus, kind of the main building here, if you like, the reception. Yeah, perhaps the physio department is over here as well. And what does that actually do to our university demand? I don't want to go too overboard with the uni stuff, because I would like some demand for the downtown there. That really spikes it, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure we even placed extra assets through here as well, just to meet that demand. That could probably be trimmed back now. But either way, population will grow this episode too, so it will kind of rebalance a little bit anyway. Cool, so now we have that in, we'll make kind of a player's entrance, if you like, where they report for training. Oh, now there's a very nice alignment with the road there, but I think, how big is a toll booth? Could we possibly get one in here? We could, which is quite interesting, really. So I think we might use that, really, because obviously this is kind of a big team, so they would have such security. But it's also something we've never really done before. So let's see if we can help this out here. We're going to have to come quite a bit of a ways out, because this is going to want to snap here, which it does just about. I don't think that's too industrial looking, is it? Obviously use the small one. And we'll get some fence in to complement that security vibe as well. And then we'll have perhaps a more private tree-lined road to shade the players from paparazzi and whatnot as they enter into the district. And then the players can definitely turn off down here to come and park, I imagine, by the main building. So let's bring them a road to do that. We'll also do no sidewalk roads here. And we'll only need 4 tiles for that, so let's go ahead and get that in. And I think rather than using the big chunky wide one, we'll do a more tasteful staggered design with such leaving a tile in between. And that will just happen to work perfectly with the path as well. Let's get some happy shady trees in here too. Let's do birches aren't really super shady, are they? Has to be live oak, doesn't it? It's always live oak. Best. can't beat these content creator trees, can you? Like what was City Skylines before these trees? Just incredible. Hopefully we get more. I'd love to see another tree pack from Mr. Mason. If anyone in Power at Colossal Order or Paradox happens to be watching, if you could make that happen, that'd be great. Wonderful. So I like that. With the pictures themselves, of course, this is going to be a real key point. We're going to need the roads to hold them, of course. Unfortunately, they won't stick to pathways. So let's grab our unique creator packs, and we'll do, has to be small soccer field. So with these already have pathways on them, don't they? So I kind of want them angled probably this way. I might even go down to dirt road here. How would that look? Let me just test this. Let's leave a little bit of space. Let's do 4 tiles. 4 is always the magic number, isn't it? And I think for the inner campus itself, we will actually switch to vanilla pathway. And let's draw everyone out here. Now hopefully are these gonna... Oh, that just happens to line up perfectly. Isn't that absolutely magical, everyone? That was a beautiful moment. Yes, please. Love when that happens. And let's get these on mass repetition. So we'll do, I reckon, 5 of these normal ones here. How am I feeling about the dirt pathway as well? I'm not sure. Maybe we can leave one side dirt like it is, just kind of a side track where there's more concrete roads on the inner campus. I guess we'll see. We'll leave it in and see how it grows. So we want from here to here is 8 units. Let's do that up this way too. So we measure it the same side. And then I reckon we'll also get in the community soccer park too. I just think because this one's got a bit more structure to it, I think we'll actually have this over by the main building. How about here? We just have to find the right angle for it, I think. I think I do enjoy the position of the car park there. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so I think I want it closer to the main building. So let's just bump these first ones over to make a little bit of room. And then you shall sit. Let's see, where do we want this? Possibly down the other side, I think. This is an extremely snug fit. There we go. Now we can get it in. And you know, I reckon we might as well connect that in there as well, actually. We'll make that a little loop. Perfect. Yes, that's what I wanted. Got there in the end, that one. That was definitely one of the more difficult decisions of the build. But I'm liking that instantly. That's just such a recognizable institution, isn't it? I think. I really like that. Let's consider some medical assets in here as well, of course. I think we will even go with a childcare. Again, which you can almost kind of repurpose it again, can't you, into another kind of sports campus build, a physio center, a cafeteria. Whatever you want to justify it as. I think we can get it in there, right? It'll be more than at home. Little administration building. Also providing childcare as well for the area from the simulation perspective. And then sports hall and gymnasium. These things are pretty expensive if I recall, aren't they? Yeah, they're 2,400 a week, which is quite a lot. But again, something that's more than welcome. And let's put that on a little angle here too. And then let's start getting some trees up here as well. Let's go back to the live oak. I definitely want kind of lots of privacy against the road, if possible. I think 10's a little close. Let's try 15. And I just want this to run. Like that. I think even fence is justified here as well. We will run with suburban fence. You are right up against it, aren't you? Can we... No, you are at the very precipice, aren't you? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So let's get the fence running all the way around. Are we going to use this road as the border? I guess we can fill out our suburbia around this, can't we, to border up against the highway to fill this space, which we'll look at in a sec as well. But yeah, let's leave that in as the border. Then we won't connect in with the campus from here because I want that security entrance to remain the only one. Oh, it would be cool for the trains passing through here as well, wouldn't it? Almost like a little bit of a glimpse. We'll make sure to shield the fields with trees too. I wouldn't also be against a little bit of tennis appearing around here. So let's also grab some tennis courts too, and we'll save room for that similar zoo path design to appear over here too. I reckon those spaces would benefit from a little bit of car parking service support too, just around the campus. And let's also get a bit of office space too. We've got some industrial demands to satisfy. But we'll go with a couple of extra administration buildings around at the campus to help satisfy a bit of demand. And then we can get all these paths interlinked as well now. That's definitely not the right building. We'll let this go through a few levels before we level it off. So in terms of our suburb as the second half of today's area developments, let's just run it pretty much in this entire space between the highway up to the river. In here too. And then we can look at bringing in that amusement park as well, because this isn't an enormous space here. Of course, how many of you were screaming, Egg? You're painting a campus area. We're just going to name this area today after our wonderful patron, Landon. Thank you for your support, mate. I do appreciate you. And with Landon, what we're going to do is give it a specialisation. So we've been using a lot of European suburbia, so I want to try and move away from that if we can. Let's have a look at our zone specialisations. We could do green cities. We haven't done green cities for a while through here. It'll also partner really nicely with all the green of the sports campus too. Oh yeah, I do like that building in the campus. Let's make sure we historical that on there. And that one's much better too. Let's just map out some suburban roads around this district. So just really trying to maximize zonable space with the road layouts, following just basic measurements and filling as much space with tiles as we can. So we'll try not to zone too much in one go here. He zones the entire block. That should be okay. We'll leave that for right now. I really want to get quite a bit of density around here. Let's get some parks for them as well. Why is a green cities district? It's going to be obviously be sort of quite a distinctive visual. So let's throw in a bit of a feature area, if you like, on the suburban road here. Let's grab a pond or something. Let's do this one. Can we pop you in somewhere? I almost wouldn't mind this angled with a dirt road somewhere. Oh, it's just too far away. Such a shame. Can I squeeze in like the tiniest little dirt road here? Yeah, I can deal with that. We can blend that in. That allowed stay. That's also removed some of the housing around this too, of course. I guess we'll just turn this whole area here into park space. It's going to make sense. Let's partner this with some other stuff too. Let's stick some random things in the corner. Let's try to get something we don't use super often. Maybe it's good. One of these original vanilla plazas. We literally rarely touch these. And then we'll expand that little path network coming out here. There's something so wonderful about a green city suburb. Certainly one of the better DLCs Cities 1 got over the years, wasn't it? Definitely one of my long-term favourites, that one. That should do there. And then let's expand that tree palette from the original park, which will really just help blend the space in. We've also got some choice of design here with this park as well. What have we got here? Souvenirs? Probably not. Soul souvenirs. So, never mind. I guess we'll go for the building then in that case. We can pretend it's a little shop or cafe, right? We'll have that there too. Wonderful, that'll certainly encourage people around here too. In terms of education, how are we doing? We don't really need to hit anything. Where's the nearest elementary here? This one, this side of the river doesn't have one yet, so we'll definitely need one despite the fact we're positive in demand. Let's give them a Green Cities school, of course, which are also coincidentally the best ones. And I guess we'll turn this little corner unit here into a school campus. Let's grab a... We'll have that there. We'll also have some car parking next door to it too. Let's take away any zoning in the immediate vicinity. And then we'll also box this in with a bit of hedging as well, and just in a conscious effort to try and think long term about the node count. Let's just go for... How tall are these bushes compared with the little vanilla ones that came? Thinking about these are kind of a hedge. I guess if we compare it to that's the height of a car, is it? Need to actually compare the height of wild hedge. As a car, you need one. Here we go. This is critical city skyline science. So it's about... That's a van though, isn't it? So considering the extra height, it's probably about the same height as a car then, I reckon, isn't it? Hold on, there's one coming now. we'll find out. Yeah, it's the same height as a car, isn't it? So I guess you could class it as like it's a actual kind of hedge fence if you were walking alongside it. Though would let it be known to the node police that keep me in line in the comments that I'm doing this under duress. I do want to use a fence here, but you won't let me, so we'll go with that instead. And then we'll also do a little bit of vanilla prop work too with find it filter 3 for parks, and we'll grab a little sandpit, a couple of swings, bench, a little playground thing, jungle gym, whatever you want to call it, or merry-go-rounds, another one of those, a couple of seesaws, and then we'll also grab some bins as well. Let's grab these. Have a few of these around playground. And we'll also save some kind of open green space here for them, with the occasional tree dotted around in the spaces. And that should just be a really nice little feature corner for the area here. I think I'll be happy with that. Let's also make this kind of a bit of a town centre too. In terms of commercial specializations, what do we want to put here? I think we could just go full green cities, right? We've got the school and the residential. We might as well go for the commercial too. Let's go for 3 deep. Let's be a little bit awkward about it and just see what kind of different generations we get with that. Maybe saving 4 deep on the corners. We also want services over here as well, of course. Everyone's incredibly healthy. We don't have death care over here, do we? We do not, so let's consider that too. We'll use one of the disguised ones. Oh, we also have the mountain healthcare home, don't we? It's not death care, is it? I do need death care here. So we'll do cryo observatory. Let's add this within our park space, I think. Super, so our little neighbourhood is growing up here now. I think with this space here, we mentioned we might do an amusement park, but I think it's kind of a bit small and out of the way, so I think we'll save the amusement park build for another episode. But because this is kind of definitely more higher to medium density on the waterfront, I think we'll do some high density residential. So let's match in some roads. We're really looking to make the most of zonable space here. So let's see if we can align some roads here. That looks like it gives us a pretty perfect space actually. So I'd like to zone in some much larger squares. I'll tell you what first, let's do the assets down first of all. So I want to place down some green cities-esque buildings. Let's do a yoga garden. We'll do the community pool over here as well. Something like that. Let's get some nice park spaces in. Let's do tropical garden. Japanese garden too. And some sports courts as well. Let's do a bit of tennis over here. There's a very small sweet spot where that would squeeze in then. It's like literally right on the edge. Perfect. Cool. So with that then, let's get some commercial up along the waterfront. And then I want to mix and match in some nice kind of high density towers in around here, just as a bit of green cities, high density residential. You can bring down some non-parking roads through here actually. Then we'll do the same there as well. Cool, and then we can use that as a bit of a transition away from our suburbia into the more entertainment focused waterfront, I think. I do want to do another hotel down here. It could be on the cards. We do still have thresholds to meet for our hotel chains. Let's have a look at... We get a roadside motel down here. Actually very nearly fully meets its values, which is quite cool. It does want a little bit of office space, which I'm happy to provide, actually. Bit of office in there. And then we'll mix and match it into this little hub over this way. We've also got some down here as well, haven't we? Which is actually wall-to-wall office, which I think I might kind of prefer. So let's just extend this district on the water so we can carry on using the wall-to-wall stuff. And then let's get that in there. Then we'll mix in a bit of commercial, bit more office, bit more commercial, and then a bit more office. That should help keep the hotel satisfied. We can probably wrap that up to full price actually. How does that do us for weekly profit? Up to 25,000 now. So we should be okay for getting in some of the larger hotels for our skyline eventually. Hey, look at this, we're getting all our commercial down here now. How did this 3 deep stuff work out? Oh, very well, yes, look at that. You know what, I don't think I've ever seen that prop arrangement before. Actually, genuinely don't recognise that. On there as well, isn't it? There you go. All these years later, we still discover new things about CS1, don't we? Splendid and tremendous, but otherwise, this feels like a good place for a detailing time lapse. Want to bring in the residential up to and against the highway, probably with a tree line separating the suburb from the highway. Maybe some sound barriers if we see it fit. I think I'll also bring over some more university assets in this space as well. We'll just kind of flesh out our football campus a little bit. Fencing around the edge and something of an entrance design for the main building. I'm really happy with the School of Tourism and Travel sat there though. It's a nice little addition, that, isn't it? And then lots of fun detailing and wrapping up of this little pocket of town in between. Otherwise, let's do some detailing and then we'll be right back. Right guys, let's have a little detailed review of our outer line suburb of London, shall we? So it turned out really nicely. Chucked in a bit of park space here. I did need a main gate, of course, but you know the gate, I'm not worried about charging people to enter here. But a little bit of cafe, table action, restrooms as well before a dirt path peels off. To an extremely popular gazebo that holds really some wonderful views. I'd actually love to come here myself, you know, just a quiet afternoon with the dog and enjoy some wonderful views out across the Keeler Salai Mountains, of course, which is a really nice view across the strait here. And one day, of course, we should even be able to see some smaller villages over there, which is a very long way away, but one day we'll get over there. But really nice park space, rock formations, and general nice blending out of keyframes and whatnot. So really happy with that. Turned out very nicely. Our high density apartment district has turned out nicely. Park space through here, which is getting use. People playing tennis, enjoying the tropical gardens. Love green cities, it just works in any setting, doesn't it? There's little bits of commercial zoning through here. God, do you remember when we had to do this to get car parking in Vanilla CS? Where we had the ploppables? Goodness me, what a different time that was, eh? But there's parks littered all in between these, increasing the land value for these folks. And yeah, really nice little high density space. Happy with this. Office space in there as well. I really like what we've done with the mothership building. A bit of airport aprons and paths to just run around the edge of it. They can actually connect down here. It's not getting tons of use, but they can walk in around our little prop patterns at the front of the building. Our football campus turned out really nicely, included some more buildings over here. And because these are campus assets, they actually connect onto the pathways that surround these fields here, which is really nice. Fun little way to use those, actually. So we got a gym in here. We also got the labs that have paths running around the back of them. And then a dorms as well, just to help create this more kind of cohesive campus space, I think. Office blends in really nicely. Next door to it, you had to ignore the sign, of course. But otherwise, it's a really fun little campus that accompanies some more kind of important buildings like the School of Tourism and Travel and the other university assets. With that fence lining running kind of in tandem with the security gate, so it is kind of very much a private training facility here. So that turned out really nicely, of course making a bit of money out of that as well. With that, a little bit of landscaping with parking and pathways at the front of the building onto this space right here. For some reason we've lost some zoning here, not entirely sure why that is. We've actually, it's rezoned itself, hasn't it? I don't know why that's happened. Can we remove that? You guys should not be growing there. I don't know what happened, but that's a bit strange. Regardless, that will be grow. And then around the main street, lots of tree lining on the exit of the interchange here, with all of this low density spreading up against the highway with a nice tree barrier separating it all out. Down the main street, we've got a couple of moose stuck in the park. Oh, it's a bear now. It was a moose before. It's now a bear. So we seem to have perfectly framed an animal spawn here. But beyond that, I think it's... Oh, there you go, it just despawned. So yeah, they keep coming and going. But yeah, I really like this little central space. Nice bit of green belt with some other park assets. The commercial complements the road really nicely. Got some really nice designs around the back of these assets too. Our school did catch fire, hence the burnt out trees. But regardless, beyond that, there was a little bit of green city residential tucked in here. With the school and the park and whatnot, I think it just blends in really nicely, doesn't it? And then those extra props that we placed down during our episode. There's also a med clinic and a high school along the main street here as well. Although that should not be there. These on you. There you go. So high school just a bit as a main street feature down here with all the commercial and the med clinic and whatnot. And then this comes all the way down the main street back to the roundabout that drops us off at the interchange, which is getting quite busy, especially with this suburb and last episode's forestry factory additions. Probably won't take much more this interchange, so maybe need to look at some more ramps further down here. But it's not going to be super built up around here. For this area, we'll do some more country style builds, but we'll come away from this area. I think next episode we spent quite a long time over here now. And this being episode 28, we could do the downtown road network frame as episode 29, and then the skyline as episode 30. Which, now I'm saying that out loud, probably sounds like the best course of action, I think, doesn't it? But either way, a really nice ending to one of my favourite parts of the map here, the sprawl from the stations into these big important assets with our hotels and the offices that I've leveled up around here. Lots of green space with the campuses and the pitches and the kind of green cities vibe in general. That's led to a really nice ending to this part of the city. Otherwise, I should leave it there. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. A massive shout out to the patrons that support the channel with a roll call to our golden eggs, Andrew Perez, Louis Adlam, O'Hay Casino, and Phoenix MD. If you want to get involved in that, links down below. To Instant Gaming and Patreon are a good way to support the channel if you would like to. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you for the continued support on Rannoch. It's so nice to see just so many of you every week enjoying this on your Monday, as I mentioned at the start of the video. I'm glad it can make such a difference. It's I've always loved Cities Vanilla, so I'm glad you guys can manage to take just so much satisfaction and happiness from the videos. Either way, please do enjoy today's cinematics, but I'll shut up and leave it there. We will possibly get stuck into the Downtown project next episode, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, let's thank you all so much indeed for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.